Hey guys, Alex here with Serious Goose Games. Welcome back to our Unity mobile idle game tutorial series. In the last video, we gave our game the ability to read and apply load data. Today we're going to give the player the ability to delete their saved data and start over. We're going to start out in our data persistence script. Today's going to be really short. It's a small function. We're going to do some UI work. I figured I'd be nice after all of this nonsense that we've been dealing with. So go ahead and underneath apply load data, go ahead and create a public void delete data. And inside here, we're going to do if try load. So if there's a file, we're going to do file.delete pass. And then we're going to do player prefs delete key. We're going to pass in our key. Now we're going to do scene manager, which is going to add the scene management namespace. So scene manager.load scene. We only have one scene right now, so I'm just going to pass in 0 for the index. And there we go. So that's it for code. That is all we're doing with our deleting function. Now, if we incorporate some sort of server-based data persistence, so say we have like server verification, especially if we do like a multiplayer thing to make sure that data is being stored properly, this will probably change because deleting data is going to be a little more involved. Before we go back and create our little menu though, I want to point something out that we're going to have to deal with eventually. And that is our save game data function. We're creating a new key every time we save the game. So that could lead to some potential problems, but especially if we're trying to like save multiple files. Every time we save, it's going to have a different key, and that could be challenging. That's kind of where the problem with player prefs comes in. That's something we're going to want to keep in mind. Go ahead and save your code and head back to Unity. And we have a small UI thing we're going to do in here. We're going to duplicate our stat panel. We're going to call it options. So options panel. And inside here, we're going to get rid of everything. And we're going to add a button. So UI button. We can't really see what's happening in it, but that's fine. We're going to call it delete button. We'll check to make sure it works once we get in. I'm going to change its height to 50, so it's a little bigger. Maybe 100. That's better. Change the color to red. Change the text to say delete. Save data. Auto size, change the text to be dark black. And then the actual button itself, we want to go to onClick. We're going to drag in our game manager. Go to data persist, delete data. And to make sure we can actually see our options panel, we're going to go to our nav panel, duplicate our generator panel button. Rename it to options panel button. Change the text to say options. And then instead of generator panel, we're going to pass in our options panel. Go ahead and save your project. So we can see everything's still loading. If I go to my options menu, good, we can see the button is there. If I click this, it should get rid of our save file, which means it'll reset us at 0. Everything will be just how it was at the beginning. So if we go ahead and click, there we go, we're back to 0. So we now have the ability to remove our save data. And really, we should have some kind of confirmation here to make sure that we don't accidentally delete our data, but we can add that later. In the next video, we're going to start working on a prestige mechanic. Most idle games live or die based on how good their prestige mechanics are. We're going to start basic and add complexity as we go. And then real quick before we end, go to your game manager, go to UI manager. We need to make sure that we add our options panel into our list of menus here. Otherwise, it's not going to close when we switch to a different panel. That's all for today, though. So if you like this video, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the comments, let me know, what is your favorite prestige system you've seen in an idle game? I love how Realm Grinder does it. It has multiple types of prestige and so many mechanics tied to it. It really lets you learn and explore the complexity of the game without overwhelming you with stuff. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Alex with Serious Goose Games, and I'll see you in the next one.